Want to get your kid to be an entrepreneur? I'm telling you, man, tax season is upon us. That's the best time to teach entrepreneurship. I'll just tell you what I did when I was growing up. Yeah, so my mom was an accountant, a bookkeeper, not a CPA or anything like that, but she did accounting work, and I was always fascinated by accounting. You know, getting money back. I've always been fascinated by that, and I don't think she ever actually went over a tax return for me with me, but it was always something that's endearing to me how the tax code works. Kind of weird, I guess. Kind of very weird. All right, but anyway. So when I moved to DC, we lived in a pretty urban area, if you know what I'm talking about, and you know, duplexes and public housing and all that stuff. And I played football, so I got to know a lot of the football players, and then I worked with them too in the various capacities. So if you go, I was literally right on the DC line. So you got DC. I don't remember what, I can't remember, it's right on Georgia Ave. So DC, then you come over to Silver Spring. I mean, you could literally, we had walked down to the stores in DC to buy alcohol, because I think the age limit back then was 19, and then Maryland is 21. Anyway, so long story short, that's how close we were to DC, a very urban area, and it was nice. But anyway, so I was working at a crab cooking factory. It was owned by these Greek guys. It was a Chesapeake Crab House or something like that. It wasn't Chesapeake-based seafood house. It was Chesapeake Crab House. And I remember they had some guys that come in there, like Sugar Ray Leonard would come in, and you know, some of the guys from the Bullets and stuff. It was just awesome. When I was working with some of the football guys in there as well, and some other guys from some areas, some parts of the DC / Silver Spring area that were not affluent, let's just put it that way. And I'd do taxes for them. I probably did, you know, 3 or 4, 5 or 6, something like that. And I'd charge 25% of all the money I could get back for them. And I don't know if that's legal or not. I mean, sue me. But I'll never forget. I was like, hey, this one guy in particular, and I said, hey, I'll do your taxes. He goes, why? I asked him, I said, did you do your taxes? He goes, no. I said, man, I'll do it for you. I'll get your money back. He goes, huh? And I told him how standard deduction works and all that. He's like, no, that's not going to make any sense. I said, well, if I do it, will you give me 25% of the money I get back? He goes, yep. Now, remember, I worked for this guy, so it wasn't like he was, I mean, theoretically, he never had to pay me, and what am I going to do, beat him up? But, you know, he's a good guy, and so I did his tax, and I can't remember how much I got back by then, but I think I got him, you know, real money back, a couple $100, whatever it was back then, I don't recall. And I kept 25%, or I had him give me 25%. And to say the least, he was like shocked. He's like, whoa, wait a second, what? And so he told some of his friends, and so I had a little community of doing tax returns for him. And I took 25% of all these. So if you earn an income, you got your taxes back. That's all there is to it. Because even back then, the standard deduction for an employee was higher if you're a certain age than, especially if you're being claimed as an exemption on somebody else. So the standard deduction was more than most high school kids were making. That's all there is to it. In the same case today, I just did a video where I showed you my daughter. She had $2,900 of earned income. Because she's being claimed as an exemption by us, her parents, we take that $2,900, we add $350 to it. That is her standard deduction, which is like $3,261, which is literally $350 more than her earned income. So unless she makes more than $12,200, she has no taxable income, which she gets all that money back. So let's just put it like this. I don't know, you got a son or a daughter, and they're in Boy Scouts or something like that, and they work with some people at Chick-fil-A, or they work for some people at the ice cream shop. They say, hey, have you done your taxes? Yes, it is April 15th today. You're supposed to have them done today. You could always redo taxes. It's no big deal. I don't know if there's a penalty. I just don't know. But at the end of the day, if I can get you $300 or $400 back, and it costs you $50, is that money well spent? The answer, of course it is. So you say to your friend, your teen, say, hey, go talk to one of these kids and say, hey, have you done your taxes? No, I don't do taxes. Why would I want to do taxes? I don't want to owe anything. You say, because you're going to get money back. And then you get their W-2, and it says, oh, your W-2s, you made $5,700 last year. $5,700 plus $350, their standard deduction is $6,050. So whatever they have withheld, and if they're a W-2 employee, they're going to have money withheld. Federal taxes withheld, probably 10% clip. So we'll say, all right, whatever. So if they had $500 withheld, they get it all back. They get all that money back. Now, of course, they don't get the FICA back. They don't get the 765, but they do get their income tax back from the state and the Fed. So in that case, they had $500 withheld. It all comes back. It's a wonderful, easy way to encourage people to understand the tax code, but also encourage your kids to be entrepreneurs. And this is what So I was getting so many clients, I said I can't do it because, like I said in an email I was just telling somebody, I said I couldn't let school get in the way of my my business building, because, you know, school, you got to go learn, right? And you can't learn how to be an entrepreneur. So I had to stop that business in order to go to school, because it was going to be a full-time. I was inundated with people wanting me to do their taxes. And I said, no, I'm going to stop that because it was getting in the way of my studies. And of course, my studies were so great, I had to go in the infantry because I almost didn't pass school to begin with. So this whole thing about school, you don't want school to get in the way of your learning, or to learn how to do a business, because they don't teach that in school. So I'm teaching you now. So remember, get your team to do his taxes. Then he'll see, huh, this is interesting. I actually get money back. You're educating about the tax code. On top of that, you could be educating him on being an entrepreneur to do it for other people as well. Now, I have no clue if it's legal to say I'll take a 25% cut. I got no idea. It's probably not. But I mean, what is H&R Block doing? Hell, they're taking a cut, and they're getting money by loaning you money, payday loans essentially. I got no problem with that. I got none whatsoever. You're a big boy. You can figure out if you want to do that or not, but that's what you should do. All right, we'll see you.